The story begins with a boy named Cry who dreams of becoming a treasure hunter to gain wealth and fame. His determination was so strong that he inspired all of his friends to follow him. Without hesitation, their journey was set to begin in the capital Zabia. After a brief skip, Cry explains that hunters are adventurers who retrieve treasures and relics from ancient ruins. The first group of hunters, known as the First Step, was seen as the pioneers. And now they are holding recruitment sessions to gather new members. Unfortunately, Cry had repeatedly failed to join any of these parties. One day, a girl named Roa, a level 3 hunter, approaches Cry. She tells him she wants to join a party. Because the White Wolf den was too much for her to handle alone, a big man overhears and mocks her for surviving the den, calling her a novice. Because she's only level 3, this insult sparks a fight, and Roa draws her blades, but the guards step in, stopping the confrontation. Since fighting is forbidden, their frustrated Cry and Roa head to a nearby pub filled with hunters. Cry, trying for the 5th time to join a party, struggles because he isn't skilled enough. Talented hunters get chosen instantly. Roa asks Cry about the flashy party across the room, which turns out to be the members of Ark, brave and all-female, and one of the strongest parties around. They had recently completed a level 7 vault, cementing their elite status. Ark, the leader, is level 7, and joining his party guarantees success. In the back of the pub there is one empty table. A large man named Greg informs Roa that the table belongs to the First Step Griever, a renowned party made up of C's childhood friends who are some of the top hunters in the capital. Meanwhile, a level 4 hunter Gilbert starts causing a ruckus, boasting about how great he is. A girl nearby gets angry, ready to put him in his place, but her friend tells her to calm down and not intervene. Cry, feeling uneasy, tries to slip out, with Roa following close behind. As the tension builds, approaches Cry, revealing that Cry is actually the leader of the Grieving Souls, one of the strongest hunter parties. Despite being a level 8 hunter, Cry explains that several years ago, when he and his friends first arrived at the capital, they cleared the early vaults at record speed. His friends became incredibly skilled, while Cry remained ordinary. By comparison, knowing he couldn't keep up, Cry had planned to leave the party, but his friend Luke convinced him to stay and become their leader. Back in the present, Tino, a level 4 hunter and the apprentice of one of Cry's childhood friends, becomes irritated seeing Ark talk with Cry. She wants Ark to back off, but Ark remains confident and positive, thinking Cry is simply observing the crowd. Tino doesn't like Ark, but her loyalty to Cry runs deep, and she sets her sights on joining his party. Meanwhile, Gilbert starts causing another scene, demanding a chance to join the Griever. Cry, tired of the noise, makes a deal with he promises to recommend Gilbert to Ark on one condition: he must prove his strength in a fight. Cry, who has never lost a fight, though they've never been real fights, challenges anyone to enter a ring where the winner would earn his recommendation. Cry throws a relic from a vault into the ring, and Tino swiftly kicks Gilbert out of the competition. A brawl ensues, and Cry announces that whoever wins can keep the relic for good. As chaos breaks out, Cry quietly slips away, leaving the pub in shambles. The next day, at the First Step clan house, the vice captain Eva shows Cry the news of the damage caused to the pub. The Explorer Association demands a meeting with him. Cry suggests putting the bill on Ark's AC count, but Eva clarifies that Cry must still meet with the association. Cry, whose disguise mask, which changes his fate, is broken, has no choice but to go and apologize. He meets the leader of the association, Gark, and begins nervously begging for forgiveness before Gar even has the chance to speak. Another hunter, Kana, tells Gar not to be too hard on Cry, even though Gar hadn't yet said anything. As punishment, Gar gives Cry a book filled with chore missions, odd jobs for hunters, often difficult or strange. Cry browses through and picks one that catches his eye, thinking it will be easy, unaware that he has chosen one of the most dangerous missions. Cry tries to find Ark for help, but Ark is meeting with nobles. Meanwhile, Tino eagerly shows off the relic she won. Cry asks if she has free time, and excited at the thought of spending time with him, she agrees, only to run off in horror when she realizes it's for a mission. Cry uses a chain tool to bring her back, tricking her into going on the quest. Poor Tino, hoping for a peaceful moment with Cry, finds herself on what she believes to be a death mission. 6 years ago, Cry was too nervous to even step foot in the Hunter Association. His friend Luke took the lead, making a grand entrance to show everyone that he was the strongest swordsman. Following him, Liz loudly proclaimed herself the best thief in the world, making their entrance even more embarrassing for Cry, who was already feeling awkward. Reluctantly, Cry approached the registration counter to officially create their party. He had to choose a name and a crest, which would represent their group. Cry decided on the name Grieving Souls, and chose a skull mask as their crest. The name seemed dark and ominous, and no one liked it. but Cry insisted that, if they didn't accept it, he'd leave the party not wanting to lose him. They quickly changed their minds, and thus the party Grieving Souls was born. Jumping back to the present, many find it hard to believe that Cry, known as Thousand Tricks and Mon, is actually the leader of the famed Grieving Souls. Earning a nickname in the Hunter world is a huge honor given only to those with great achievements. However, Gilbert, a level 4 hunter, doesn't buy into C's reputation and calls him a fake Tino. C's companion isn't happy about Gilbert's attitude, and when Cry suggests that Gilbert help Tino out, Gilbert refuses, stating he doesn't respect Cry. Cry leaves it up to Tino to decide who to bring from the clan, but Tino wants Cry to join her. Cry refuses again, prompting Gilbert to challenge him to a duel. Cry, uninterested in fighting, sends Tino instead. Tino, although at the same level as Gilbert, holds back and fights him barehanded. Gilbert, feeling insulted, also fights without his weapon. But it quickly becomes clear that Tino is far stronger. She casually overpowers him all, while sulking that she wanted to celebrate with ice cream. Cry promises her a treat once the job is done. Defeated, Gilbert is told by Tino to worship Cry as his leader. But he has had enough. Even though he knows there's a big power gap between them, Gilbert can't bring himself to fight back. Cry then steps in and demonstrates control over Gilbert's sword, or relic, known as the Purgatory Sword, manipulating its flames with ease. A skill even Gilbert hadn't mastered. Cry's ability to control the relic is thanks to the rare mana materials found in ruins like the White Vault Den. The White Vault Den is a vault taken over by the dangerous phantom blood-soaked Vault, making it a perilous place. Cry had sent Tino and a party there confident in their abilities. As for C's impressive control over the Purgatory Sword, it was made possible by the relics he's accumulated. Despite having many relics, Cry is always eager to collect more, much to the dismay of Eva, his vice captain, who reminds him that his spending is excessive. Even though he doesn't do much in combat, Cry earns a large share of the party's profits. Later, Cry learns that a level 3 hunter party was killed by a powerful phantom near the White Vault Den, and rumors are swirling that the phantom came from inside the den. Rudolph's party, a group of level 5 hunters, has gone missing, and it turns out that Cry had unwittingly accepted the rescue mission to find them. Tino and her party are now headed into danger, and Cry, realizing he may have sent them into a death trap, starts to panic. He recalls using the magic from Gilbert's sword and hopes it was fully charged. Meanwhile, Tino, sensing the danger, has already written a will just in case. As the party ventures deeper into the White Vault Den, they are attacked by the phantom blood-soaked Vault. Back in the capital, Cry frantically gathers his relics to head out and save Tino and the others. Eva sees his concern and knows he's worried. Even though Cry tries to play it off, in his rush, Cry grabs a dangerous relic and uses a magic cape to travel as quickly as possible. However, the cape has no brakes, and to make matters worse, Cry forgets his relic bag behind. And that's where episode 2 ends. Stay tuned for the next exciting chapter, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to get the latest updates.